Alright guys, 12 hours dry. That's me and my phone. Hey, that's a nice shot with the sun. Alright guys, so I managed to get some monotone work in front of the computer and such done in the morning. But my focus is not great. I'm doing okay still, though. But I can feel, because I am lean, and it was very hot and I sweated a lot yesterday, even though I drank quite a bit of water. I was like dehydrated. It's already, it's just like 18 hours into the dry fast, but already because of this little dehydration, it's always more difficult to speak. Well, for many reasons now, the focus, blah blah blah. Oh, anyway, I am now getting out before it's too hot, just get some time outside in nature, some sunlight, and I think I've crafted a decent toy here to do some mindful movement with. Nothing heavy, even just being like 18 hours in, everything is just amplified. When you don't eat or drink and you're already quite lean, it's like you feel the air on your skin as you're moving more. Yeah. It's like, you hear the birds chirping, right? It's like when you don't get two typical things, eat, drink, you're looking to just feel something from something, right? Quite enjoying this actually. Like, my focus quite bad, and probably gonna get a headache in a bit. But yeah, there's also an aspect that I just feel quite peaceful. It's gonna be a spiritual fast, I feel like. So I crafted this, I don't even know what to call it, but I just took two little 1.25 kg plates and attached to a strap, because I just intuitively felt like I've been really enjoying doing mindful movement and just experimental movement, or what I also would call like therapeutical movement, like movement that's just about having fun and feeling good, and not as much. You can do that with some things that are a bit tougher, but many times the point is that it shouldn't be so heavy. And intuitively I just felt like not having like a rigid stiff object like a sword or a stick, but I have a cat by my feet now, but yeah, so that's why I came up with this object. We gotta remember that movement is medicine, right? It's like, yes, that we get to train in the gym, beat our ass in the gym so we can get stronger and more muscular. That's great, but this can often seem like something you have to do in order to reach a goal. But first of all, you can learn to appreciate that kind of training, so the work is actually the reward. But the point is too that, well, it's easier when you build your body in that way, you're gonna enjoy many other kinds of movements a lot more, because you indirectly just get better at it. But the point here too is that you shouldn't just think about the physical movement as like, heavy training that I have to do in order to reach some kind of goal. No, a lot of it is just enjoying getting to use this one body, this one biological vehicle you've been given in this life. And yes, movement is life, because guess who doesn't move at all? A dead person. And so first I just did some rotations back and forth on each side, but then it's completely just freestyle movement, whatever feels good and intuitive to do. And the whole practice here is just do and observe. How does this feel? And that's why you come up with little new patterns, or why you want to repeat the movement and just see what it feels like. And this is something I do a lot. Just when I go on a little walk, I'll just stop. If I find a nice stick or something, this time of course brought something, but especially on a fast like this, since you shouldn't train heavy anyway, great opportunity to do this kind of thing. And I'll take the opportunity again here to talk about how this kind of fast really is a practice in being bored and being patient. So I mean it, now it's almost like a little play on words there. I mean just being, because there's, the more you remove food, water, in my case these stimulants, the more it's just you that's left. And do you remember who that is? It isn't all just things you do and feel, blah blah blah. There is someone below all of that crap. And so you find out who that is when you fast. But also, a big part of this fast, especially the second half of the day, is just being bored, wanting it to be over, longing for different things, and having to accept that that's what's going on, and be patient, of course. And so, like I think I already said, people lack the ability to just be bored, just allow things to be, and to have patience. Patience is really, it's not always about being bored necessarily, but it is the trait of letting, or the practice of letting something take the time it needs to take without giving up or interfering or anything. And because people lack this ability, they are fat and not jacked. That's truth. Truth right there. Tjena Lotas. Oh yes, we're doing it. Yeah guys, I don't feel much like talking, but surprisingly good I feel, but I'll keep it brief. That's just a whole nother thing when you haven't been drinking, not eating. It's been quite hot now, I'm lucky with the weather, it's gonna be nice to sleep tonight. But yeah, going in the sauna, sweating, so much liquid coming out of you when you know you've already not been drinking, going into the cold shower, which is very nice, but you can't, you want to drink from the cold water, but you can't. And yeah, now we're here. Anyway, guys, I feel so very little like talking, but I'm doing all right. Let's see how I feel. Tomorrow, we'll just be chilling for the last few hours of the day. Another day, another dollar, like us hustlers say. Yeah, makes sense. Wow, guys, the cool morning air. And now, wait for it. Ah, the big guy. Snyggt. Ja då, yes. Och använd fötterna så lite som möjligt på vägen upp nu. Ja. De är bara ett litet stöd och avlastning. Ja då. Den här. Yo guys, I'm doing surprisingly well on this dopamine dry fast. I think one thing is just I've never been this lean before, so the focus is more mainly on being thirsty, I gotta say, but when I think of food, crave it quite a bit. And yeah, the focus and energy has just been a bit lower from lacking the stimulants, but I've not had my typical like strong headache and stuff I've had on this kind of fast before. So yeah, I trained my client Sven there outside, felt out some pull-ups, a searcher, dips myself to great exercise. I came up with that one, by the way. I just said you enter such a trolling mode when you haven't eaten, drinking, you're so depleted several days, you know. Like one part of me, I just don't give a shit, you know. I just have to take a clip for you guys now. But yeah, I did a similar thing like yesterday. I got a bunch of just monotone work in front of the computer done, went out there, had a couple of clients, and now it's a whole lot of waiting. I'm trying to get some nice sun exposure. I will use the sauna today again. Then I actually slept quite well this night. We'll see how it is the upcoming night. But then whenever I wake up, which I suspect might be quite early, is when I'll just go take the bath, start breaking this fast. From experience, I just have to go above 48 hours with this kind of fast to reach my desired result. So that's why, like, I call it 3 day in the title, and it's more like 2.5 days, but what it really needs to be is just more than 2 days. So yeah, guys, really looking forward to this being over though. Even though I'm doing okay, it's just like, okay, let's just get to the end, please. A practice in patience and being bored, guys. Is that something you ever practice? Well, how will you deal with it then, when you just have to be bored, when you just have to be patient? People lack those things. That's why they end up eating a bunch of crap, just because they're bored, and why they abandon their training or fitness regimen before seeing any results, because they're not patient. They want fast results. Oh, anyway, I'll start stop rambling, rather, and cut to the sauna. Oh yes. Was actually lucky that my cousin asked me out with her little kids, so I was enjoying spending time with them out in the nice weather. And now I've had the second sauna, and I've also had it with talking to the camera. So I'll see you tomorrow when it's breakfast time. Good morning, guys. It's more like good 3 a.m. or so, guys. But I promised myself I can break this dry fast when I wake up today, because it will have been 2.5 days-ish, you know. Let's check the morning weight. Bizarre to see below 80. Can't recall. Last time I did that. Okay, guys, school is over. I forgot my little salt shot. I'm gonna have to have the salt afterwards then. There's a bunch of salts in this bath, but I need some through my mouth as well. Oof. Yeah, that was good, but definitely craving the salt too. I managed to get the water quite cold, but pre-made a bunch of ice. I'll just sit in here for a while now, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I'm just lolling, even seeing my face. Like, there's a certain look I can see on my face that I recognize from being dry fasted before. You know, especially after the sauna and stuff. Like, it's a little hard to even explain. But of course, the face is extra thin. Like, it's both actual weight loss, but just temporarily less water in this area. But it's something with the entire face too. You know, speaking English with dry mouth. And just, I could just see in those clips, like, how my face is moving differently. But all right, so I had a bit more just juice with salts here. It's quite crazy how even more amplified tastes are when you've dry fasted. Like, had some cranberry juice. It was the richest it ever tasted. And I've also had an espresso and a snooze now, enjoying my amplified stimulants highs quite a bit. But now the goal after a fast like this is to, because even waking up in this morning, it wasn't like, oh, I'm craving these things so much anymore, because I passed that point. I've done this kind of fast before, right? So now the goal is just to take up the use at a lower level, try to keep it there as much as possible. I'm sure life again, when it gets stressful, gradually fall into old habits, but this is what I've been doing for the last few years. Take a fast like this to like squish the addiction, so I'm happy with way less. Then it works itself up again, and then I'll do it again. And it would probably be, if I do move abroad, which I've been thinking about, like some of you know, I tried out living in Greece. Very possible that I go back one day, just when, or even if, it depends on how some things in my life play out. But that's when I actually consider trying to quit something completely, or at least for a long time, because of course snooze just isn't available in the form I wanted, at least. In most countries, very stupid. You can smoke tobacco, but snooze, that's way less dangerous. That would be a good thing for all the smokers to transition to. Now that's illegal, One thing I do want to get in this video as well is that for me, like even, I'm happy with cutting. I'm done with cutting. And so I'll go into a sort of maintenance or more intuitive approach where, as I've talked about for you that watch all the videos, I will have my base structure of 3 meals, 8-hour eating window in the back of my head. But right now I'll neither be actively bulking or cutting from this point. So now the amount of food I eat in a day will vary, just what I feel I need on the day. I will probably, at the start, I'll gain a little bit of weight, which I want to, honestly. It's a little cool in that to see like, oh, now I'm dry fast and I have this sick look. But I've gotten I've done this so many times and I look good and I feel better on a few kilos more. And by feel better, I don't mean like hormonally or emotionally or hunger or anything. It's just that I literally feel too little. I like being just a little bigger than this. So probably initially gain a little bit of weight, but then from experience, probably gonna stay around like 83, 84 kilos for some time now. And just eat intuitively for a while. But today, what I wanted to say, I'm gonna have so many carbs, a lot in the form of juice, to of course rehydrate and carb up at the same time. And how I get back to training, I am not fully deciding exactly how yet. But as after any fast, what I try to do, because a week is a little bit off because of having fasted, so what I'll try to do is whatever I come up with, so I can just go back on program next week. But I'm going to change my training goals a little bit now for the summer too, a little bit more skill focused, which is something that works well when you're more in a maintenance phase weight-wise. And so I'll be enjoying some nice herring and salmon, but also some red meat, also some eggs today. But because we want our liver too, we want our micronutrients and protein and fats, of course. But now I really want to carb up. I gotta take some pictures tomorrow too then. Because now, of course, very dry and lean, but completely flat in the muscles. So, yeah. But I think I'm going to do a video a little bit more focused on just talking about the experience. Maybe go into a little bit. I realized in my video, like before this fast, like announcing it, I didn't talk so much about I'm not a dry fasting guru at all. But there are some things that are quite unique to dry fasting. So maybe just do a little, after this vlog-ish sort of video, just experience video from the fast. Maybe follow up with a not a super long one, but talk a little bit. Well, talk about the experience, but not just show and like, oh, I'm feeling like this and blah blah blah. So yeah, guys, thanks for tagging along. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling good, really good, but man, so still in a very good way. Let's just end this video here. So please like and comment, guys. Did you tell us what you've been trying? A lot of you guys are trying, not necessarily dry fast, but some kind of fast since you found this channel, and that's really cool. It's so cool to have all these different things you've been practicing. And of course, I've had other people do, especially fasting. Many people have done because of me before, but seeing so much more direct of that, it's really cool that to be the reason that people try things like this. And that's one thing I'll say. A lot of people ask why with a dry fast, and a simple answer is for the experience. Understand, a lot of people will see me enjoy going into the salted water there and drink water after several days. It's an experience. A lot of people, they will see me have it but never experience it for themselves. And we are here to experience, guys, not just watch others experience stuff from the comfort of sitting on our ass before our computer or phone. Just FYI, like a comment. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching. Can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. I'll get back to you with my different options. It's in the description below. Become a member of the channel or a Patreon, or leave a little super thanks comment. Just support me and my content. It's very much appreciated. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. You're here to experience things in this life. Go do it. Peace.